Welcome back to SHIB Planet, everyone. This is Ace. There are two broad viewpoints within the Shiba Inu community. On one side, we have advocates of burning. Burning is the purposeful and permanent removal of tokens from the circulating supply in order to increase its scarcity and ultimately the price. On the other side of the equation, we have holders, or hodlers as we say in crypto. Those on this side typically call themselves diamond handers and believe in the long-term value of a token, and they generally prefer the price to increase through an intrinsic utility of a token. Today we're going to do a technical analysis and break down the merits of both perspectives for the Shiba Inu community. I'm going to take this analysis to the extreme, and maybe the two sides can find some common ground. Now, I want you to know that whether you're a burner or a diamond hander, I love and respect you all because as long as you hold SHIB tokens, we have the exact same goal, and that's for our investments to do well so we can take one step closer to our financial freedom and to benefit ourselves and our families. That said, okay, first of all, thank you for all your continued support. I appreciate your encouragement, and even more, I value when you guys check my accuracy and my source material. And I highly suggest that you watch today's video at least 1.5 speed so that you can consume my content faster. That said, I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. These videos are for information and entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's get this party started. Now, if you go onto any social media, Shiba Inu social media, it won't be long until you find posts like these. This is in Twitter. One guy says, you need to burn 95% of the tokens to make it moon. Another guy says, quadruple supplies is main cause for downfall. Burn, 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 burn. 95% token. Another one says, to be 1 cent, 95% burn is required. It is impossible with the supply. Another person says, I think you should burn 95% of the available token in the market today to make SHIB price go up. And another person says, let's burn 95% of all reaching 1 cent, 10 cent, and even $1. Okay, let's head back to our calculator. Clearly, our fellow SHIBs have a burning passion. Today I'm going to run a simulation to grant their wishes. In fact, I'm going to exceed their wishes. I'm not going to burn 95% only. I'm going to burn 99% of the entire Shiba Inu token supply. And today I'm going to use the burn function of my calculator, which I built into my calculator. And for those of you who are new, I designed these calculators basically with the ability to simulate the price of any cryptocurrency at any given market cap. And I use it as part of my investment strategy and due diligence process to monitor the performance of my Shiba Inu investments. And they are also really good at illustrating what I'm about to show you. Now, I've made sure that they have configured to the market. So let's quickly check that. That's our current price. Let's see if it's at least close enough. Okay, not bad. 6262. I won't change that just so we can just keep flowing. Okay. Let's burn 99%. I'm going to click here. I'm going to go scroll all the way to the bottom, past 95%, all the way to 99%. Now, can you see that the price has dramatically increased by a factor of 100 times? And that's a whopping 9,900% increase. In addition to that, the circulating supply has dramatically reduced to roughly 3.947 trillion. And that's exactly 1% of what it used to be. And if you look here, you can see that my initial $1,000 investment in SHIB has grown to about $250,000. That's Lambo money, right? Now, if you want, please pause this video and you can verify these calculations for yourself on your own devices. I suggest you can go to coinguides.org market cap calculator and you can verify for this for yourselves. We need to be on the same page here. Now, please keep tracking with me because I've got more to show you. Let's go one step further. Since the price has gone up, I'm going to do what everyone is going to want to do. I'm going to want to cash out. Now watch this. Let me take out all of my earnings, this $250,000 here. I'm just simply going to go equals minus. I'll take out all of my, okay. I'm now rich, right? Okay. But as you know, Shiba Inu has over 600,000 holders, and this image shows exactly how many holders are holding SHIB tokens at various amounts. Personally, I fall into this category because, as you know, if you've been watching my channel, I have about 400 million SHIB. So in this category, I am known as a fish. Now, can you see there are over 86,000 with similar balances to me, and we represent only a small portion of the total holders. Okay, let's head back to the calculator. Okay, let's say in my simulation, only a few of us cash out. Let me see. I'll just say I'll multiply myself by, let's just say only maybe 9,500 of us cash out. Now, can you see that we've swallowed up almost all of the liquidity? That was the liquidity which was in there before. Now, we've swallowed nearly all of it up. Now, can you see that anyone who was in my position, they can't buy their Lambo anymore because instead of getting 250,000, after at least 9,500 of us cash out because of the burn, there's only 8 grand left. Just because me and my homies have cashed out because of the burn. And I'm not even counting all the other holders or the whales. And what about all those other people who were sleeping on the other side of the world whilst the other side was taking advantage? But don't worry, I'm being deliberately extreme so I can help illustrate my point. My simulations always have a happy ending. Let me show you a conversation which sums up this mentality of extreme burners. Okay. Fab says to Shaitoshi, I'm surprised how underwhelming the news has been taken, speaking of the recent Phase 2 announcement. Shaitoshi says, me too. Like, bro, I announced leash utility, an entire ecosystem. Like, dude, I think what happened is that a large portion of the army isn't here for anything except a quick moonshot. Okay. Now, let's look at hodlers or diamond handers. First, let me reset my calculator so that we get back to today's original price. I'll just do that. Okay. Now, diamond handers typically believe that the best way for everyone to benefit is by improving the value of a product or service or a token. And this ultimately increases demand and ultimately price. You see, at the fundamentals of this debate is basic economics. It's demand versus supply. It's important to note that either of these are effective in managing the price. The question is, which one is best for Shiba Inu? Hodlers believe that value propositions such as the additional utility which each token in the Shiba Inu ecosystem has been given, the introduction of a decentralized app such as Shiba Swap, the development of a L2 blockchain, and amongst other things, they believe that in time, as the overall crypto market matures, people will begin to see the value and join the SHIB army. Okay, let's run another extreme simulation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this as far down as it can go. Now, can you see that the total market cap has grown close to 50 billion, and my initial $1,000 investment is about 50,000. Can you also notice that how our price is much less than what the burners was? In fact, it's about 5 times less. Now, let's cash out with my homies. First, myself, I'm just gonna cash out. That's 49,985. And then my homies. Last time I made it, I think we were 9,500. Now, did you see that we all cashed out, but this time we barely put a dent in the market cap, and there's plenty left over for everybody else. even if I add a 0 and I increase my homies to 95,000, which is more than even everyone in my category, there's still plenty left over for others to cash out. Now let's try doubling that. There's still a lot. Let's try quadrupling that. Yeah. Notice how there's still room for small fish and also for SHIB to continue to grow. The real question, though, is where will all that 50 billion market cap come from? Where will it come from? If you're familiar with my videos, you know that I've run a number of simulations which address that for Shiba Inu in particular. The first answer is demand. We need more holders. And who creates this demand? Is it the devs? Is it you? The answer is both, because we're a community. Eric, one of the devs, summed it up perfectly in this message here. I think at the end, somebody asked him, "You devs need to pump," and Eric responds, "No, you need to pump." Okay. The second answer is time. Shiba Inu is a long-term project, not a quick pump and dump. We need to give the market time to acknowledge the value proposition of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. That 50 billion market cap is actually not far-fetched. It's only 3 times higher than our all-time high of about 15 billion. And we achieved that 15 billion when we were only listed on one major exchange. We only had about 400,000 holders, and before any other additional listings which we've achieved at the moment, before any press coverage, and before our successful CertiK audit, before ShibaSwap. Now, what we're waiting for, in my opinion, is alt season, which is the next bull run. That's the answer I think we're seeking, and I explained it in my previous video. When the next bull run happens, we'll have a much better position. We'll be much better positioned to grow faster and to hold that value, because we'll have a wider presence and much more intrinsic value in terms of utility compared to when we were just a meme token back in May. Anyway, back to our comparison. Now, I'll be balanced and I'll try and speak to both sides. Now, in my view, burners, you are indeed 100% correct that reducing the circulating supply increases the price. In fact, did you know that some large cryptocurrencies, such as Ripple, they use burning to manage their supply, and even Ethereum, they recently introduced burning as a deflationary mechanism when the London hard fork went live a couple of days ago. But firstly, my burning friends, you guys are awesome, but you focus too much on price. Price is actually an inefficient way to measure value. Have a read of this from CoinDesk. Okay, this is from Coinbase. They say, price is just one way to measure a cryptocurrency's value. Investors use market cap to tell a more complete story and compare value across cryptocurrencies. Ryoshi even hinted at the value of SHIB, it goes beyond price in the Wolf paper when he said, "We earned the nickname Dogecoin Killer because the value of SHIB is primed and ready to overtake the value of Dogecoin. Even if SHIB never hits 1 penny, between our publicity and our utility, SHIB will be worth proportionately more than the popular K9 meme coin." I recently did a simulation on that too. Recently, if you look on, I think it was a couple of videos ago. And secondly, my burning friends, you overestimate the impact of mass burning. Why do you think so many new coins offer mass burning as an incentive? Why do you think they often get rugged? Because they play on people's limited understanding of tokenomics. And for my Twitter friend who said that burning 95% will get us to 1 cent, I just showed you mathematically how your maths is way off by doing a 99% burn at our current market cap. Don't get me wrong, it's still very possible, but if price is what you're after, then we'll need a much higher market cap in order for 95% to get to 1 penny. Now, onto the hodlers or diamond handlers. I would put myself in this category, but I'm not going to spare myself. The question is, guys, how can we get our market cap to grow? I may not have the perfect answer, but let me offer you a hodler's perspective. Throughout history, every great company has built its success on having a well-planned long-term goal. They carefully analyzed their respective niches and they handpicked their assets and their investments in order to achieve their goal for their shareholders. And they always stayed true to their core business. Now, I know I'm using boardroom language, but there's a purpose. Let me use another well-known company as an illustration to help illustrate the value of how demand is built. Okay, here's Google. Google started off as a simple search engine. That's their core business. They have never veered away from that. They wanted to improve their value proposition, so they analyzed the market, they saw future trends, and they built complementary products and services which have paid off well. They capitalized on the potential of internet technology, and they expanded their ecosystem beyond search, and they introduced the following into their ecosystem. They introduced geo-targeted real-time navigation maps app when the world was still relying on paper maps. They acquired YouTube, a video sharing services with massive future potential. They launched a successful video streaming service with Google Play. They facilitated international news. They commercialized Gmail, and the list goes on. You see how adding these relevant items into their ecosystem ultimately and eventually paid dividends for them. Literally. Do you see that they weren't just building additional products and services? They were actually building an environment for a community. And from my perspective, that's our answer. Community. Common unity. It means together. Value is when people are in harmony. Google is a successful centralized company. But let's see what Ryoshi says about Shiba Inu. Ryoshi approached the creation of our community from a unique perspective. We believe through the power of collective decentralization, we can build something stronger than a centralized team ever could create. A community-run token is nothing without the united individuals who give it purpose. He goes on to say, we are an experiment in decentralized, spontaneous community building. Okay, let's all tie this together before I bore you any further. The core business of Shiba Inu is community. A token can have no value if it has no holders. Shiba Inu wanted to improve its value proposition to the market, so the developers analyzed future trends of crypto and they leveraged the best which current blockchain technology could offer, and that includes decentralized finance apps like Shiba Swap, NFTs, an L2 blockchain Shibarium, and an ecosystem of interrelated tokens which work best together, just like Google's products work best together. I'm about to close. I think if Ryoshi were to ask me this today from the Wolf paper, if he were to say, what would happen if a cryptocurrency project was 100% run by its community? Part of me would say they would try to burn it to the ground. Another part of me would say they're trying to find common ground in order to build lasting value and to make impact in the world. And part of it is like this. I believe Satoshi and the devs, they revealed that a burn feature is being introduced where SHIB tokens will be burnt through the use of NFTs for every transaction which takes place. If you know NFTs, you know that one NFT can experience dozens of transactions in a year. And if you multiply this by 10,000, this creates a steady decline in circulating supply. And this causes deflationary pressure and a gradual price increase. Now, NFTs themselves are an additional utility to the ecosystem of Shiba Inu. And in time, as the world warms up to cryptocurrency and the potential of blockchain technology, the Shiba Inu ecosystem, I believe, will be well established with a token which offers a dream which everyone wants to be part of. And just like Google is the face of its ecosystem, SHIB token is the face of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Now, I say all this to illustrate that I believe the NFT burn which was introduced is a good compromise between what burners and holders tend to want, because ultimately we in the long term we get the deflationary pressure which will cause the price increase, and we get the increase in intrinsic value and demand which we hope will ultimately come from NFTs. And I just want to close off with saying this is the Ethereum chart. If you look at the Ethereum chart from a macro point of view, they have a first half which is similar to SHIB, which had an initial spike and then a long flat line. Later at the next alt season, all the utility which they had invested in, it resulted in success for a lot of people who had been holding. Now, I can't guarantee that for anyone, of course, but I can just share my thoughts and perspectives. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this useful. And if you found it useful, consider sharing it on your social channels. Let's continue to be the best community. Alt season is coming, and Shiba Inu will get its time to shine again. Until then, the question is, can you hold? This is Ace. Peace.